Everything you love about Valentine's Day is pretty much captured in today's creative project. It's got flowers and hearts, and it sends a loving message all tucked in one really special floral centerpiece. Ashleigh Rose turned our heads with this project. You always turn our heads in the best ways. It's great to have you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Tell me what you created this time.
So I just took something really fun from Amazon and put flowers in it, really.
I mean, you make it sound so simple, but we're going to look
simple
at what I think is the most charming, clever little floral creation. The product from Amazon, though, that becomes the vessel, becomes the base, is what?
These are cardboard envelopes.
They're thick, they're substantial.
They are, and they've got a little bit of a coating, so, you know, don't worry if you spill a little bit of water, because flowers, we're working with water, so don't panic. But
look how fun. These fold right up into a self-standing box. Show us what you did, Ashleigh.
Okay, so I took some floral foam and a plastic bag.
Okay.
And added a couple bouquets of flowers.
Okay.
The best part about this is that your flowers really go a long way. I purchased several different colorways so that I could show you, but I have enough flowers here to do double the amount of arrangements.
What occasion did you have in mind for this project?
So I'm giving these away to teachers at my children's school. I'm also giving one to my sister. I'm giving one to my mother. So my favorite application is a gift giving.
It's the Gal Pal gift.
Yes, it's totally a gift, but it's also really fun as a centerpiece.
Okay.
And because it goes up against a wall, it's great. Like, you can put it on the mantle or maybe, you know, next to a entryway table or something, and it's darling just as decor.
Yeah, decor. It checks the decor box, which makes it sort of this unexpected floral giftable, because I don't know that I'd give a teacher a formal bouquet of flowers, or I don't know that I'd give my girlfriend, right? That's kind of more reserved for romantic love. But suddenly you put this in this darling vessel and it becomes that approachable, catchy girlfriend gift that I would be so tickled to receive.
Yes, it's great. And honestly, every time that I'm carrying one around, people always stop me and they're like, what is that? How did you make that? Or where did it come from? People want to know where I bought it. They think it's from maybe a floral shop.
Oh, it's a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Will you show us how you put it together?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so this is wet floral foam.
Okay, you soaked it.
Yep, it's already been soaked. You can buy this Walmart or Michael's, anywhere. Just make sure you get that dark green stuff, not the light green. Soak it in water, and we're gonna add it into just a Ziploc baggie.
Okay.
The biggest thing here is do not skimp and buy a reliable plastic baggie, if you know what I mean.
You're gonna go brand.
Let's go brand with this because it's got water in it.
Yeah, it needs to hold.
It really does need to hold.
What's the purpose of the bag?
Because this is soaking. It's soaking wet.
Okay.
It's got the water in it that's going to feed the flowers.
So this becomes a protector from the paper envelope.
Exactly. Because if we were just to put it in the paper envelope, no good.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to maintain it.
My brain probably could have made those connection points if I would have thought before I asked.
love it.
But this is my job to ask all the dumb questions.
I think it's great. Everybody was thinking that. You guys were all thinking that. Okay. So I took it. I'm just going to fold it out here.
Yeah.
The insides fold just like an envelope really quick.
Look how cute these are.
Isn't this
It's
darling?
one of those Amazon finds that you're like, I don't know what sent you looking for this, but I'm so glad you found it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Aren't we all just on Amazon looking for the things?
It's true.
Voila.
Cutest.
Okay, so when you set it down, remember it doesn't have any weight in it, so it's going to tip until we add.
Now your floral foam is perfectly sized. Was that just happen chance?
I cut it. I cut it for the demo, but honestly, you can get 2 different arrangements out of one block.
Okay.
And I just had to cut it down to size a little bit. Put it on the back of take your block, and once you put this together, then hold the block up to the back here. And that'll give you, trace where you want to do it. So I tuck everything down in the middle here so you can't see this. But up here, it's just fine. Don't worry about hiding it, okay? And then I've taken some stems. I've already cut them down. And it's great because, does anybody ever have this happen?
Where you have a little bitty piece that breaks off?
And you're so sad because you're like, oh, darn.
That stem won't stretch the length of the vase, but it doesn't have to.
Exactly. What am I going to do now? I'm so sad. But this is just fine, and again, we don't need a ton of flowers. The biggest thing for me is making sure that you only buy 3 different kinds of flowers. I would not suggest, unless you consider yourself a pretty expert floral designer, I would not go and buy a mixed bouquet for this. I would tell you to just
limit the colors.
Pick something. You can see here, I picked purples for this, and I'm just matching the purples because, you know, I like the that it matches
the
the
monochrome
color.
look.
Yeah, the monochrome
It's
look.
very lovely. And I have to think if you were limited to, let's say, that wild mix primary color grocery store bouquet, you could buy a few and then pluck out all the yellow for one, all the red for another. But I appreciate what you're saying. The bang for the buck, the impact comes from grouping those colors together.
Exactly, exactly. And I can get a lot of different arrangements when I do it that way. So no more than 3 flowers.
Love it. Any other rules or guidelines we should follow?
Yeah, that would just be my only guideline. I would just say limit yourself to maybe 3 flowers. Oh, the other thing, I'm ruining my rule as I'm watching in the camera here. So do you see how I'm leaving a little bit of space right here? I want to see this darling background. So as you're arranging, make sure that you stand back and look and say, oh, wait a minute, am I
preserving the peekaboo?
Am I preserving this darling little piece right here so that everyone can
this came together? And I only emphasize that because it's so impactful. It's such a darling.
Isn't that so cute?
Darling centerpiece.
I mean, that's like we could sit and tweak that for a little bit, but
no need.
Not bad.
Cutest. So some that poke out on top. I'm also loving the way these kind of droop and fall.
Yes, anything that you can find with movement is great, and different textures. So here on the pink one, do you see this little St. John's wort?
Yes,
Isn't that fun? No, the St. John's wort's this little, it looks like a berry.
Yep.
So anything with texture, and what's great is these are not expensive flowers. Those are carnations. And these were spray roses. So the kinds of flowers you can utilize can really be like the cost-effective picks, rather than buying the big long stem roses, which are typically going to cost you about $25. Opt for a spray rose.
All right, the key is that secretly sourced supply. Are you going to link the envelope?
Yes, absolutely. On Instagram, on Mona Lisa Fair, I will put the link in my bio.
Okay, good.
But just a tip for all of you, just search floral envelope boxes, but I will definitely put one on my Instagram.
Well, thank you so much. And your Instagram, Mona Lisa Fair.
Yes, Mona Lisa Fair.
You should be following her for all things bright, beautiful, lovely, and floral. She's one of our favorite sources for that. Thank you so much for sharing your light and your gift. These are darling.